Okay, folks, video number 2. It's me, Loren, Loren Vinyl again, and I've just got the whiteboard out to try to make some sense of this. On a previous video I posted about knowing how to find the notes on the guitar. So the major scale formula here is always whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. We're talking about whole and half steps. A whole step is 2 frets on the guitar. Just like on a piano, you'd be going from one white key to the other one. A half step, which is, I got a V shape signifying the whole step, sort of a half moon shape there, signifying the half step, which is equivalent to 1 fret on the guitar. Okay? And that would be like going from a white key to a black key on a piano. All right? So what I did in the last lesson, I started like with the open A string, right? And if I just follow that along, if I want, on the same exact string now, we're not talking about going to different strings yet, but from A to B, I just have to move up 2 frets. Then from B to C, I move up 1 fret. Then, we start again from back here. C to D, I've got to move 2 frets to find the D note. D to E, I've got to move 2 frets. E to F, I move 1. F to G, I move 2. G to A, I move 2. And if you started with the open A string, if you follow this procedure accurately, you'll end up at the 12th fret with each of your open strings. Now, I also briefly touched on something being, it could be like a C sharp, or it could be a D flat. Okay? We can't have an F sharp, or I'm sorry, pardon me, that's incorrect. We can't have an E sharp or an F flat because there's no room. There's only 1 fret there. But we can have an F sharp or a G flat. And as I explained in the last video, okay, you can't use the same letter name twice when you're building a major scale. In other words, you can't, in the key of like G, for example, that has an F sharp, you can't say G, A, B, C, D, E, G flat, G. It has to be G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Okay? All right? So I hope this clears up a little bit of the confusion on finding notes. But it is essential to know, to understand your fretboard. I'm not the best guitar player on YouTube. I'm not the worst guitar player on YouTube. There's a lot of great lessons, but when someone says you don't need to know any theory or anything, and you're going to become a master player, I've got to really kind of think about that, how that could possibly work, So I mentioned a cool little way of understanding key signatures. Now, key signatures are like in the key of G, you have an F sharp. In the key of D, you have an F sharp and a C sharp, okay? Well, I was taught by someone from New York University this cool word, which is not really a real word. We called it beachgoof, right? So I'm only going to talk about sharps in this lesson. I'll talk about flats in the next lesson. So this is how simple it is. If you write out the word beachgoof, B-E-A-D-G-C-F, okay? And let's say you sharpen the F, okay? And if I do that and I just skip the letter behind it and go to the next letter, it would bring me to the G. And this is a surefire way of getting your key signatures correct. So one more time, I hope this is understandable, okay? If I sharpen the F and I skip the letter behind it and go to the next letter, my key is G. In the key of G, there's an F sharp. Now, let me add to this the C sharp, okay? So now the same exact idea applies. If I look and I've got an F sharp and a C sharp, and I skip the letter behind the C and go to the next letter, I'm at the D. In the key of D, you have an F sharp and a C sharp, okay? And we could just keep going on and on with this. I'll give you one more example. If now I sharpen the G, I've got 3 sharps. And guess what key I'm in? I'm in the key of A. In the key of A, there's an F sharp, a C sharp, and a G sharp. I skip the next letter, the first letter behind where my last sharp is placed. I skip that letter and I go to the next letter, and that tells me what the key is. Okay? I hope this was helpful. It really is important to understand your fretboard, to know the notes of your fretboard. And I will delve more into this stuff. This is very much a beginner lesson. And I'll get into some more intermediate and advanced lessons down the road. I hope this was helpful. If so, please give me a like. And if you have any questions, I do try to look at the comments as much as possible. So please, shoot me a comment, and I'll try to get to answering it for you. So thank you for your time, folks. I really hope this was helpful. Have a great day and enjoy your guitar journey.